गंगाधर गिरिधारी शिष्य राधा विनोद बिहारी जू की जाय। श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मरन मोहन जू की जाय। नित्यालल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार अश्रुतर शुत शिशिमार भक्ति वेदांत नारायण गोसाई महाराज शिल गुरुदेव की जाय। नित्याल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार अश्रुतर शुत शिशिमार भक्ति वेदांत वामन गोसाई महाराज की जाय। नित्याल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार अश्रुतर शुत शिशिमार भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज शिल प्रभुपाद की जाय। नित्याल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार अश्रुतर शुत शिशिमार भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोसाई महाराज की जाय। नित्याल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार अश्रुतर शुत शिशिमार भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोसाई प्रभुपाद की जाय। नित्याल प्रविष्ट महाभागवत श्री गौरकिशोर दास बाबा जी महाराज की जाय। नित्याल प्रविष्ट श्री सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जाय। नित्याल प्रविष्ट वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथ दास बाबा जी महाराज की जाय। श्री रूपानु गौड़ीय गुरु वर्ग की जाय। श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ शारद गोसाई प्रभु की जाय। श्री स्वरूप दामोदर राय रामानंदारी श्री गौर पार्षद वृंद की जाय। नाम चय श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जाय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जाय। श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौरमंडल व्रजमंडल मथुर वृंदावन धाम की जाय। सर्व अभिष्ट विरक्त गिरिराज महाराज की जाय। श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड की जाय। श्री यमुना देवी गंगा देवी की जाय। श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जाय। श्री भक्ति देवी की जाय। श्री पूर्णमासी योगमाया की जाय। श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जय। जय श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। समागत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय. Is today any special day? Let me just look in the calendar. Oh, it's Srila Bhakti Kumud Santa Goswami Maharaj's disappearance day. Jai Srila Bhakti Kumud Santa Goswami Maharaj ki jai. तदीय शुभ तिरुवाव तिथि की जय। श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। समागत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल. Oh, Jai, Srila Bhakti Kumud Santa Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Maybe we can read a little something about him also today. Maybe at the end when there are more people here. But, all right, let's do the Mangala Charan and then we will begin. Oh, wait, I have to open it up. Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Shri Siddhanta Saraswati Vidito Kodiya Gurvanvaye Bhato Bhanuriva Prabhata Gagane Yogora Sankirtanai Maya Varati Mingilo Daragatan Udritya Jiva Niman Krishna Prema Sudapti Kahana Sukham Pradat Prabhung Tang Bhaje Vande Bhakti Vinodang Shri Gaura Shakti Swarupakam Bhakti Shastragya Samrajam Radha Rasa Sudha Nidhim Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanugavarayate Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Swapadantikam Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Namo Maha Sai Vishabhanu Sutan Vitavamatanum Yamuna-tattanagarnandasutam Murali-kalagita-vinolaparam Bhajagodrumakananakunjavidum Smaragoragadadarakelikalam Bhavagoragadadarapakshachara Shrinugoragadadaracharukatham Bhajagodrumakananakunjavidum Tavaivasmi na jivami tvaya vina iti vigyaya devi tvang nayamang charanantikam bhaktya vihina aparada lakshai kshiptashtakamadhitaranga madhe kripa mai tvam sharanam prapanna vrinde namaste charanaravindam Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Dandavat Pranams Sarveshwari Mataji Nri Hari Prabhu Bhavatarani Mataji Nitai Mukeshji and on YouTube and Facebook I see there is Premavati Didi and Hari Priya Didi Hare Krishna and I see a few other devotees Dandavat Pranams. Also, Dandavat Pranams to all the devotees watching in the future. Haribol. So, we are continuing reading from Sri Jaiva-dharma, chapter. Well, today we're going to complete chapter 21 on Abhideya-tattva. We're reading about Raganuga Sadhan Bhakti. And today we will begin the next chapter on Praman. My mind is somewhere else right now. Sorry, we had some issue just came up in my mind. Anyways, but yeah, we will be going through Prayojana-tattva. I think in Jaiva-dharma, there's the commencement of Prayojana-tattva, and then there's a chapter about um, I think there's a chapter about Namaparad, and Namabhas, if I remember correctly. I didn't actually look at the yeah, I have to see the chapters again, but all right. On Haribo Vrindadidi. Hare Krishna. Okay, so let's go over the first introduction verse. Where is it? So Amnaya, the words of the Vedas coming in the Guru Parampara, that's Amnaya, that is the evidence. That's the Praman, which establishes the following 9 Prameyas. Prameyas means that which is proven by the Praman. So the first 3 Prameyas are related to Srihari. That Srihari is the Paramatattva, he is Sarva Shaktiman, and he is Rasabdhim, he is Akila Rasamrita Sindhu. That means he is the supreme absolute truth, he is the possessor of all potencies, and he is an ocean of ras. The next 3 are related to the jivas. It says that the jivas are tad, his, bhinna, bhinna, that means separated, anksha, parts. Those jivas who are vibhinangsha tattva, they are mukta, they are liberated, and they're baddha, conditioned. Some are liberated, some are conditioned. So those that are conditioned, they are prakriti kavalitan, they are swallowed by Maya. They're subject to the control and covering of. No, they're all subject. All jivas are subject, but the Buddha jivas are under the control and covering of Maya. And um, and then the vimukta jivas, the mukta jivas are tad vimuktansh. They are free from Maya, from the Prakriti, material energy. Now, Sakalam, everything in existence is a Prakash, is a manifestation that is Bheda, that is separate, that is different, and Abheda, non-different from Sri Hari. Our sadhan, our means to attain the goal, is Shuddha Bhakti, and our goal, our sadhya, is Tat Pritim, is love for Krishna. Krishna Prem, Tat Pritim. So this is how Gaura Chandra, he instructs Upadishati, he instructs Janan, the people, Swayamsa. That that Gaura Chandra, who is the Paramatattva, who is Sarva Shaktiman, who is Rasabdhim, that same Gaura Chandra, he instructs the people on these 10 truths, the Daśa-mūla, 10 fundamental truths, 10 root truths, Mula Tattva. Okay, so um, let's open up I haven't looked at this yet myself, actually. Here, let's look at the chapter summary that Tridandi Maharaj put together. Well, these are questions and answers for those who joined his class. I didn't join his class, but I found the files on his website. Um, I'm gonna skip because we already did review most of this. Or the questions. Who has the qualification for practicing Raganuga Bhakti? How are his or her thoughts governed during sadhan? Explain the process of Raganuga Bhakti. Explain the outward similarity among those who practice the angas of Vaidhi Bhakti and Raganuga Bhakti. Why is Raganuga Bhakti so rare in this world? How many kinds of Ragatmika Bhakti are there? That's where we started off with yesterday. How many kinds of Ragatmika? So we'll read from this point on. How many kinds of Ragatmika Bhakti are there? There are two kinds of Ragatmika Bhakti. That which is based on transcendental lust to satisfy Krishna, that's Kamarupa, and that which is based on a relationship, on relationship with Krishna, Sambandha Rupa. And yeah, I never realized, but these two terms, Kamarupa and Sambandha Rupa, this is actually Srila Rupa Goswami took this from Srimad Bhagavatam. And there's a verse that I think it's in the seventh canto that says that, um, God, I don't remember exactly what the verse said, but it's saying like that different types of people come to like attain Krishna or something like that. I think it was that. It's different kinds of people attain Krishna, and then there's a list of all these categories, and um, Kamsa attained him by fear. Like it gave a list of different people, different ways that they attained Bhagavan, um, and Srila Rupa, and then he went through and Raghunath Das Babaji explained why most of them, even Bhakti, it was Vaidhi Bhakti. Um, we would reject all the categories that were mentioned, but he kept these two. These two are related to Raghunuga Bhakti. That's Kamarupa and Sambandharupa. So Kamarupa means that which is based on transcendental lust to satisfy Krishna. And Sambandharupa is that which is based on relationship. And there's three types of relationships under Sambandharupa. There's the relationship of Vatsalya, the relationship of Sakya, and the relationship of Dasya. And there's no Shantaras, no pure Shantaras in Vraj. Okay. So what are the two types of sneha, affection? And why do they have no place in the practice of Raganuga Bhakti? That was one of the items in that Srimad Bhagavatam verse was sneha, one was um, and so then Raghunath Das Babaji says, now there are two kinds of sneha. Maybe we should look at that Srimad Bhagavatam verse just so that's I just don't want to lose my place here. But I think it's important. Let's look at it. Then we um wait, could I put a bookmark in here? Oh, I've never done that before. Okay, now we can come back to the place. Let's see if we can find that verse. Text is so big. Oh, Wait, let me make the text smaller and then I'll be able to find it. Yeah, this is it. Okay, so there's this Srimad. Um, okay, so Rajana said, please, uh, wait, there. Rajanath asked, please explain the difference between Kamarupa and Sambandharupa. So then Babaji says, it is said in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 1, verses 30 to 31. Kama dveshar bhayat snehar yatha bhakteshware mana aveshya tar agam hitva bahavastar gatim gata gopya kamar bhayat kangso dveshach chaidyadayo nripa sambandad vrishnaya snehar yuyam bhaktya vayam vibho. So see in this verse, in verse 30, it begins with the word kamad. That refers to the gopis. I mean, that's Srila Rupa Goswami took that for the gopis. And then in the next verse, on this third line here in the next verse, it says Sambandad Vrishnaya Snehad. So that's where the Sambandha Rupa comes from. Um, Many people have attained because these both are related to can be related in Raganuga Bhakti. I mean, sorry, in Ragatmika, yeah, the Ragatmika Bhakti of Raj. So the verse says, many people have attained the supreme by complete absorption of the mind in devotion through lusty desires, calm, envy, dvesha, fear, bhaya, or affection, sneha, and by giving up the faulty aspects of those sentiments. The gopis have attained the supreme by fixing their minds on Krishna through calm, Kamsa by bhoy, Shishupal and other kings by dvesh, the Yadus by family relationships, you, the Pandavas, by affection, by sneha, and we sages, Narada and other rishis, by bhakti. 6 principles are mentioned here, namely kam, bhaya, dvesh, sambandha, sneha, and bhakti. It's lust, fear, envy, family relationships, affection, and devotion. 2 of these, bhaya, fear, and dvesh, envy, should not be imitated because they are unfavorable sentiments. Now, there are 2 kinds of sneha. The first is associated with Sakya Bhav and is included in Vaidhi Bhakti. So there's a Vaidhi Bhakti Sakya Bhav. Huh? The second kind is related to Prem and has no application in the field of sadhan. Therefore, Sneha has no place in the practice of Raganuga Sadhan Bhakti. The words Bhaktya Vayam in this shloka, in the second shloka, verse 31, mean that we, Narad and other sages, have attained the supreme by bhakti. The word bhakti here should be understood to mean Vaidhi Bhakti and may refer either to the Vaidhi Bhakti practices of sages such as Narad or to devotion mixed with Gyan. The words Targatim Gata mean that many people have attained the supreme. It is important to have a clear understanding of the sentence. A single ray of sunlight, a kiran, and the sun itself are one and the same substance. Similarly, Brahma and Krishna are also one and the same substance. Brahma is simply Krishna's bodily effulgence. The Jnani Bhaktas merge into that Brahman existence, and so do Krishna's enemies when he has personally killed them. Some of them attained Sarupa Bhas, a semblance of having a form similar to Bhagavan's, and they remain immersed in the bliss of Brahma. According to the Brahmanda Puran, they stay in Siddhaloka, the liberated world beyond beyond the material world. Wait, I'm going to skip some of this. But just look here. He says, now, by removing bhaya, dvesha, sneha, and bhakti from the above mentioned list of 6 characteristics, we are left with kam and sambandha. Therefore, kam and sambandha are the only bhavs that are applicable in rag marg. Thus, there are 2 types of ragmaya bhakti, kamarupa and sambandharupa. Then Rajanath asks, what is the surup? What is the intrinsic characteristic of Kamarupa Bhakti? Okay, I'm about to read the whole chapter again, so let's let me. Okay. What are the 3 types of Sambandhanuga Bhakti? Sambandhanuga Bhakti has the mood of being related to Krishna, and this relationship may be one of 3 types: in dasya, in servitude, in sakhya, in friendship, Or in Vatsalya, parental, I am Krishna's servant, and Krishna is my master. Oh, sorry. I didn't see the period there. So Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya. So the feelings of I am Krishna's servant and Krishna is my master, or I am Krishna's friend, or I am Krishna's mother and father. All these moods are called relationship. They are under Sambandha. Sambandha Nuga Bhakti is preeminently displayed only in the inhabitants of Raj. One who has awakened Ruchi for Dasyaras follows Krishna's eternal servants such as Raktak and Patrak, and serves Krishna by following their particular mood of service, imbued with Madhur Bhav. One whose ruchi is towards Sakyaras serves Krishna by following the bhav, the sentiment, and cheshta, the endeavors of one of Krishna's priyasakas, such as Subal. One whose ruchi is towards Vatsalya ras engages in Krishna service by following the bhav and activities of bhaktas such as Nanda and Yashoda, who have a parental relationship with him. Wait, did we read this? I don't remember reading that. Maybe we did and I just forgot. Anyhow, I'm going to talks about the Nitya Siddha gopis and the Sadhan Siddha gopis. Okay, I think this is where we read up to. Indira Mataji will let me know if I did it. Okay, okay. So Vrajana says, by your mercy, I have understood up to this point. Now please explain the difference between kam and prem, lust and love. If the two are non-different, then can't prem rupa be used instead of kam rupa? The word kam sounds somewhat harsh. Babaji. There is some difference between Raghunath Das Babaji Maharaj. So there is some difference between Kama and Prem. Prem is the same as Sambandha Rupa Ragamai Bhakti. There is no difference between those two. In Sambandha Rupa Bhakti, there is no Kama. In other words, no desire for sambhog or intimate meeting with Krishna. Like, if you look up the word sambhog in the Sanskrit dictionary, you'll get like some kind of, yeah, terms that we shouldn't use. Um, but anyways, um, but so in Sambandha Rupa Bhakti, there's no calm. In other words, no desire for sambhog. It is prem without playful sporting pastimes, without keli, or amorous sporting pastimes. Because yes, there's definitely playful sporting pastimes but keli is more like amorous pastimes. Prem becomes Kama Rupa Bhakti when it is combined with the desire for sambhog. Kama Rupa Bhakti is not present in any other ras. It is found only in the Shringa ras of the Vrajadevis. Kam in this material world takes the form of sense gratification, and it is quite different from aprakrit kam. It's quite different from aprakrit kam. The kam of this material world is only a perverted reflection or transformation of the faultless aprakrit kam. Even Kubja's bhav cannot be called direct kam, although it is directed towards Krishna. Because calm, inside in the trend of prakrit calm, there's no desire for enjoying one's own senses. But in a prakrit calm, the calm of the gopis, they want Krishna to enjoy their what is the term in Chaitanya Charitamrita? Sarvindriya. So Jariya Kam, lust in relation to inert, lifeless matter, is based on sense gratification, and it is only a transformation of misery. It is worthless and contemptible. In contrast, Kam based on prem is full of ananda, transcendental bliss, and it is supremely valuable and always joyful. Since prakrit-kam, worldly lust, is insignificant and abominable, you should have no hesitation in using the word aprakrit-kam, transcendental lust. Rajanath. Now please explain Raganuga Bhakti that is based on relationship, Sambandha Rupa. Babaji, Sambandha Nuga Bhakti has the mood of being related to Krishna, and this relationship may be one of three types, in Dasya, in Sakya, or in Vatsalya, servitude, friendship, or parental. Oh, we just read this. Sorry. Anyhow, I went too far in the summary. I am Krishna's servant, and Krishna is my master. I am Krishna's friend. I am Krishna's mother or father. All these moods are called relationship. Sambandha Nuga Bhakti is preeminently displayed only in the inhabitants of Raj. Rajanath, how does one cultivate Raganuga Bhakti in the mood of a servant, friend, or parent? Babaji, one who has awakened ruchi for dasyaras follows Krishna's eternal servants such as Raktak and Patrak, and serves Krishna by following their particular mood of service imbued with madhur bhav. One whose ruchi is towards sakyaras serves Krishna by following the bhav, the sentiment, and cheshta, the endeavors, of one of Krishna's priya sakas such as Subal. One whose ruchi is towards vatsalya ras engages in Krishna's service by following the bhav and activities of bhaktas such as Nanda Baba and Yashoda, who have a parental relationship with him. Rajanath, what does it mean to follow anukaran? What does it mean to follow the cheshta and bhavs? The activities and bhavs is the moods, are endeavors and moods. Babaji, according to one's eternal inherent nature, one's siddha bhav towards Krishna, some specific bhavs, some feelings, some moods, and cheshta, endeavors, arise. And vyavahar, activities, are also manifested along with them. A sadhak performing Sambandha Nuga Bhakti engages himself in Krishna's service by following these bhavs, cheshta, and vyavahar. For instance, vyavahar can also mean behavior, right? Um, so for instance, Nanda Maharaj has the mood of parental affection towards Krishna. So one should follow all the endeavors that he makes to please Krishna, guided by the mood of parental affection. But one should never consider that he himself is Nanda, Yashoda, Subal, or Raktak. That's what lots of Prakrit Sahajyas do. They say, I am Lalita, I am Vishakha. So actually, there's a lot of Mayavad mixed in with it. Rather, one should simply follow the bhavs of these great bhaktas according to one's own ruchi. Otherwise, it will be an offense. Rajanath, which type of Raganuga Bhakti do we have the adhikar to adopt? Okay, so now Rajanath's asking, what type of Raganuga Bhakti out of these, Kamarupa Bhakti, Sambandha Nuga Bhakti, Sambandha Rupa Bhakti, what kind of Raganuga Bhakti do we have the adhikar to adopt? Babaji, my son, you should scrutinize your own swabhav, your own nature, and then you will see the corresponding type of devotion for which you are qualified. A particular ruchi, a particular taste or inclination towards Krishna will awaken according to your inherent swabhav, your nature. And you should pursue the ras that is indicated by that ruchi. In order to cultivate that ras, you should follow one of Krishna's eternal associates who is perfect in it. To determine ras, it is only necessary to examine your own ruchi. If your ruchi is towards the path of rag, then you should act according to that ruchi. To that, ruchi here is like that. Ruchi means like taste, but it's also like inclination, I think. So, and as long as your inclination has not awakened for the path of rag, you should simply execute the principles of Vaidhi Bhakti with firm faith. Vijay, Vijay Kumar. Prabhu, I have been studying Srimad Bhagavatam for a long time, and I listen to Krishna Lila whenever and wherever I find the opportunity. Whenever I deliberate on Krishna Lila, a strong bhav arises within my heart to serve the divine couple as Lalita Devi does. Babaji, you need not say any more. You are a Manjari. You are a young maidservant of Lalita Devi. Which service do you like? Vijay, I desire that Srimati Lalita Devi should grant me permission to string garlands of flowers. I shall string lovely garlands of beautiful, delicate flowers and place them in Lalita Saki's lotus hands. She will look upon me with an infinitely merciful, love-laden glance, and then she will place the garlands around the necks of Shishi, Radha, and Krishna. Babaji, I give you my blessings that you may attain perfection in the goal for which you are undertaking in your sadhan. When Vijay heard Babaji Mahashai's affectionate benediction, he fell at the lotus feet of his preceptor and wept. Seeing his emotional state, Babaji said, go on continually practicing Raganuga Sadhan Bhakti with this same feeling. And externally, follow the conduct laid down according to the rules of Vaidhi Sadhan Bhakti in a regular way. When Rajanath saw Vijay Kumar's spiritual wealth, he folded his hands and humbly said, my master, whenever I meditate on Sri Krishna's pastimes, a desire arises in my heart to serve him by following in the footsteps of Subal. Babaji, which service do you like? Rajanath, when the calves wander far off to graze, I would very much like to bring them back in the company of Subal. When Krishna sits in a place to play upon his flute, I will take the permission of Subal and let the cows drink water, and then I will bring them to Bhai, to brother Krishna. This is my heart's desire. Babaji, I give you the benediction that you will attain Krishna's service as a follower of Subal. You are eligible to cultivate the sentiment of friendship, Sakya-ras. It is wonderful that from that site, it is wonderful that from that day on, within Vijay Kumar's mind, this isn't Raghunath Das Babaji speaking, but it is wonderful that from that day on, within Vijay Kumar's mind, the feeling began to sprout that he was a maidservant, a dasi of Srimati Lalita Devi, and he began to look upon Srila Babaji Maharaj as the personification of Sri Lalita Devi. Vijay, O Master, what more remains to be known about this subject? Please give your order. Babaji, nothing more remains. You need only know the name, form, dress, and so on of your Siddha Sharir. Come to me alone at another time, and I shall tell you all these things. Vijay Kumar offered Dandavat Pranam at the feet of his preceptor and replied, as my master pleases. From that day on, Rajanath began to look upon Babaji as the personification of Subal. Babaji said to Rajanath, you also come to me alone at another time, and I will tell you the name, form, dress, and ornaments of your spiritual body. Rajanath offered Dandavat Pranam and said, as my master pleases. Rajanath and Vijay Kumar acknowledged their great good fortune, and from that day on, they happily engaged in their spiritual practice of Raganuga Sadhan. Externally, everything remains as before, but their inner emotions had changed. Externally, Vijay Kumar behaved only as a man, but internally, he was imbued with the female nature with a Stri Bhav, while within Rajanath appeared the inherent Swabhav of a cowherd boy. The night was far advanced. Both of them returned home, chanting on their Japamala, the Maha Mantra that they had received from their preceptor. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. It was midnight, and the lovely moonlight appeared like a shower of whitish silver upon the earth. An intoxicating breeze blew from the Malayan mountain, creating a very pleasant sensation for the mind. They sat down together beneath an umbala tree in a beautiful secluded place near Lakshman Tila and began a discussion. Wow. This is at midnight beneath a tree. They sat down together and they began a discussion. Vijay, Rajanath, our heart's desires have been fulfilled. We shall certainly be blessed with Krishna's mercy by the grace of the Vaishnavas. Let us now decide our future course of action. Tell me frankly what you want to do. Do you want to marry or do you want to become a mendicant? I don't want to put any pressure on you. I just want you to let me know your real intention so that I can communicate it to your mother. Rajana, uncle, I regard you very highly, and besides that, you are an erudite scholar and Vaishnav. You have been my guardian since my father passed away, and I am prepared to act according to your order. I am nervous about marriage because I don't want to become entangled in the material world and fall down from my realization of the supreme spiritual reality. What is your opinion? Vijay, I don't want to impose anything on you. You have to decide for yourself. Rajanath, it will be proper for me to receive Gurudev's instruction and act accordingly. Vijay, that's a good idea. Tomorrow we shall take Prabhupada's decision on on this subject. Rajanath, Uncle, what is your consideration? Will you remain as a grahastha or become a mendicant? Vijay, my son, like you, I am also undecided. I sometimes think of giving up the grihastha dharma and becoming a mendicant, and sometimes I think that if I do so, my heart may become dried up, so that I am deprived of bhakti ras as well. I think it is appropriate to take Sri Gurudev's order in this regard and act accordingly. I shall do as he instructs me. Realizing that the night was far advanced, uncle and nephew returned home chanting Harinam. Then, after honoring Prasad, they took rest. Oh, they stayed up the whole night. Okay. Right? I mean, did they honor Prasad at like before the sun rose? Possibly. Um, yeah. Thus ends the 21st chapter of Jaiva-dharma entitled Prameya Abhideya Raganuga Sadhan Bhakti. Wow, that was pretty wow. That was amazing. What's this footnote for? Even though the Nitya Siddha, this is from Srimad Bhagavatam 10:29, 8. Even though the Nitya Siddha gopis were forbidden by their husbands' fathers. Okay, we already read that one. Okay, so now we begin chapter 22, the commencement of Prayojana-tattva. One interesting thing I thought about that was just what was it? Yeah, that how Brajanath saw Raghunath Das Babaji as the embodiment of Subal. And so that's that's why I was thinking, like with Srila Prabhupada's ras, whether he's in Madhu ras or Sakya ras, if an an advanced Vaishnav sees Srila Prabhupada as being the embodiment of Subal, I don't think there's anything wrong in that. I mean, that's we just see it now with Rajanath and his example of, seeing his Gurudev as the embodiment of Subal. And so um I like I just yeah, anyways, that's a whole other topic. But for a very advanced Vaishnav who's in Sakyaras and then they see Srila Prabhupada as in Sakyaras, then that's not wrong. I mean, maybe this is a bit more specific because this is a disciple and a guru, and a disciple's in Sakyaras, and so they see the guru. But anyways, whatever. um, so chapter 22, Prameya, the commencement of Prayojana-tattva. On Haribo Gokuleshwari Didi. And who else is there? Vidyalala Sadidi and Hari Priya Didi, Suman Shil Ji, Hare Krishna. And Kishore Prabhu. Kishore says, Gurudev said the same about Gaur Govinda Swami. I don't know the details. You have to tell more details though, Kishore, because I don't understand. What did he say exactly about Srila Gaur Govinda Swami? Okay, so it was Akadashi, and the Vaishnavas were performing kirtan on the large raised platform beneath the Bakula tree in Srivas Angan. Some were sighing heavily, saying, Ha Gauranga, Ha Nityananda. None of them could understand. None of them could understand in what kind of bhav the revered elderly Babaji was absorbed. Before their eyes, he became stunned. Then, after some time, he burst into tears, crying, Woe is me! Alas, where is my Rupa? Where is my Sanatan? Where is my Das Goswami? Where is my Krishnadas Kaviraj, the dearmost brother of my heart? Where have they gone, abandoning me all alone? Yeah. Huh? Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. Okay. So, okay. Um, where is my Sanatan? Where is my Das Goswami? Where is my Kaviraj, Krishnadas Kaviraj, the dearmost brother of my heart? Where have they gone? Abandoning me, where have they gone, abandoning me all alone? Fie on me that I remain alive, simply tolerating the pain of their separation. I'm undone by their separation. Even the remembrance of Radhakund is troublesome to me. My life force writhes in agony. Only the vision of Rup Sanatan will save my forlorn life. I have not given up my life, even though separated from them. I am simply condemned in every way. Speaking in this way, he began to roll in the dust of the courtyard. All the Vaishnavas there said, Babaji, be patient. Rupa and Raghunath are in your heart. Look here, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu are dancing before you. Oh, oh, where? Babaji suddenly leapt to his feet, and he saw before him Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, Sri Advaita Prabhu, Sri Gadadhar, Shivas, and all the devotees performing kirtan. They were all dancing, completely absorbed in Mahabhav. Seeing this scene, he said, Blessed is Mayapur. Only Sri Mayapur can remove the grief of separation from Vraj. When the scene disappeared, he went on dancing for a long time. Later, becoming peaceful, he sat in his cottage. Just then, Vijay Kumar and Rajanath came and offered obeisances at his lotus feet. Seeing them, Babaji Maharaj was very pleased and said, How is your bhajan? Both of them humbly folded their hands and said, We need your mercy, for it is everything to us. It is only because of so much sukriti, so much pious activities accumulated over many births, that we could so easily attain the shelter of your lotus feet. Since it is Akadashi today, with your permission, we will observe Nirdjal fasting. We have come to take your darshan. Babaji, you too are blessed. Very soon, you will attain the state of bhav. Wow, so even though they understood their siddha deha and all that, they still hadn't attained bhav. So I guess on the level maybe of a sakti, I'm guessing, you start to get a hint of what your relationship is with Krishna, and that's and I guess Raganuga sadhan bhakti begins at that stage. Um, or does Raganuga sadhan bhakti begin at ruchi? I think it might begin at ruchi, maybe asakti. But yeah, so we're definitely not qualified. Well, I mean, speaking for myself, I can't speak for it, but yeah, definitely Raghunuga Sadhan Bhakti. I haven't come to that level where I'm understanding, beginning to understand my Siddha Sharir and all that kind of yeah. Um, so Babaji, you too are blessed. Very soon you will attain the state of Bhav. Vijay, Prabhu, what is the state of Bhav? So far, you have not told us anything about this. Kindly bestow your mercy upon us by speaking on this subject. Babaji. Up to this point, I've only given you instructions concerning the practice of sadhan. By continually practicing sadhan, one gradually comes to the perfected stage. Bhav is the preliminary condition which heralds the stage of perfection, the Siddha Avastha. Sri Daśa-mūla gives the following description of this perfected state. Okay, let's open it up on. This is a trend. Where is it? Here. Actually, I think this verse I didn't finish translating. Let's see. Oh no, this one's done. It's the next one, I think it is. Yeah, this one is difficult actually. Um, I sent it to somebody to check a while ago and I haven't received it back. But anyways, let's recite the Sanskrit and then this is the 10th verse of Daśa-mūla, the shlokas. The 10th one, the Prayojana-tattva, is divided, it is 2 verses. So far everything's just been 1 verse for each tattva and this one has 2 verses. Okay, so Sarupavas Sarupavastane Madhura Rasa Bhavo Taya Iha Vraje Radha Krishna Swajana Jana Bhavang Hridivahan Paranande Pritin Jagaratula Sampat Sukamaho Vilasake Tattve Paramaparicharyang Salabhate. Okay, we'll look at the translation here and then we'll look at my translation. In the mature stage of sadhan bhakti, when the jiva becomes situated in his swarup, then by the influence of the hladini potency, the state of bhav and madhur ras arises within him. In other words, the mood to follow in the footsteps of the dearmost associates of Shri Shri Radha, Krishna, and Vraj arises in his heart. Gradually, he obtains happiness. He attains happiness and prosperity that is unsurpassed in this world, in the form of the supreme service of Paramananda-tattva, which is known as Vilas. There is no greater gain than this for the jiva. This shloka describes Prayojana-tattva, the stage of prem. The first stage of prem is bhav. And then he goes to the next verse. Let's first, though, let's see if, it's been a while since I looked at this. Let's see, though, if I can, let's see the Sanskrit. Because there's quite a lot extra here that was not in the Sanskrit. So then we'll just see if we can. So when the jiva becomes situated in his swarup, swarupa, swarup avastani. Avastani means situated in his swarup. The state of madhur, the state of bhav and madhur ras dawns within him. Madhur rasa bhava udaya iha. Iha means here. Where? In Vraje. And he carries in his heart. Vahan means carries. He carries hriti in his heart, the bhav, or the mood, of being a follower, swajan, being a jan, that's a follower of Radha Krishna's swajan. Yeah, being one of the associates of Radha and Krishna's associates, or like being a follower, basically. Then, yeah, what is it? In his heart, see that he carries in his heart the mood of being a follower of the dear companions, the swajan of Shri Shri Radha and Krishna and Vraj. Aho, right there at the end. Aho, in utter ecstasy, paranande, in utter ecstasy and supreme bliss, paranande. He attains pritim. The word attains is at the end of the verse. Sa labate. Sa means he, and labate means attains. He attains paranande. He attains 3 things. One is he attains parananda, the supreme bliss, and he attains pritim. He attains priti. That means prem for Krishna, love for Krishna. And that love is Jagad Atula Sampat Sukham. That love is, what is it? It's a treasure. It's a sampat, a treasure of sukha, of joy. That is Jagad Atula. That is Atula, in unparalleled. Can't compare it to anything within Jagat, within this world. And he also attains, what is it? The highest service to him. That's the Parama Paricharyam. Parama, the highest, the supreme Paricharya, the supreme service. In the in the tattva known as, Akya means known as Vilas, the Lord's playful pastimes. There is no greater gain than this for the jiva. All right, so that's this verse. Now let's look at the next verse. And I am actually not so clear. Like in the tattva known as vilas, tattve vilasake, I don't actually fully understand that. I think vilas means the Lord's playful pastimes, but then in the tattva known as vilas. Anyways, hopefully in this chapter it will explain it more clearly. Then that will help with the translation here. Okay, so now the next translation. So this shlok describes Prayojana-tattva, the stage of prem. The first stage of prem is bhav. Now the next verse. Actually, let's look at it here. Prabhu kako jiva katamidamachir vishwamitiva vicharyaitanarthan hari bhajana krichastra chatura abhedasham dharman sakalam aparadam hari pariharan Harer namanandam pibati haridaso harijanai. So this is the last verse of Daśa-mūla-tattva. I mean, there's a short invocation, sorry, a short fall shruti verse, like a benediction verse at the end, but this is the last verse of Daśa-mūla. Who is Krishna? Who am I, the jiva? What is this temporary material, this achit world, and the eternal, spiritual, the chit world? He who is exclusively devoted to the bhajan of Sri Hari and has made an intelligent analysis of the Vaishnava Shastras under the guidance of Shuddha Bhaktas of pure devotees, who has abandoned all offenses and attachment to dharma and adharma, and who can consider and dispose of all questions. That servant of Sri Hari drinks the sublime beverage of Sri Harinam in the company of other Harijanas, of other devotees of Hari. So this Daśa-mūla is a compilation of unparalleled beauty, in which all of Sriman Mahaprabhu's instructions have been expressed concisely. So let's look at the Sanskrit for this verse now. Okay, so it says, Prabhu ka, who is the Lord? Ko jiva, who is the living entity? In other words, who am I? Katam, katam, what? Idam, in this, achid vishvam. Oh, sorry. Katam idam, katam, I guess is, what is this material world? Katam, idam means this, achid vishvam, this material, achid vishvam, world. So iti, that means thus. Like it's also in Sanskrit, whenever you see iti at the end of a word, it's also like there in Sanskrit, it's the what do we use? We use what is it? Quotation marks like that. So when someone vicharyaitan, when someone considers, reflects on these topics, arthan, on the meaning of these topics, um, So reflecting on these topics, vicharyaitan, reflecting on the meaning, arthan, of all these topics. Hari bhajan krich, a person who is krit means engaged in Hari bhajan, and Shastra Chatura, who is expert in the scriptures, in the Shastra Chatura, he relinquishes Pariharan. He relinquishes, uh, he relinquishes what? Three things, I think. He relinquishes or he abandons the desire for oneness, abhed asham. Asha means desire for abhed, for oneness, with or like merging in with the absolute. He also abandons dharman sakalam, all types of dharma or adharma, and he also abandons all types of offenses, aparad. So he abandons those three things: abhedasham, dharman sakalam, and aparadam, pariharam. And harer namanandam. He, um, wait, let me just look at the translation. So in the association of Hari's servants, Hari Janai, harer namanandam pibati. He drinks the blissful names of Sri Hari, Harer Namananda, Pipati, he drinks that Haridas, that servant of Hari, Hari Janai, in the association with Hari's servants, with Hari's associates, Hari's devotees. That's the meaning of the Sanskrit there. Sorry, I didn't explain that very smoothly, but anyways, I think you get the point. So Vijay says, I would like to hear the exalted position of Daśa-mūla in brief. Babaji, then listen. Sangseva Daśa-mūlang vai, hitva vidyam ayam jana, bhava pushtim tata tushtim, labhate sadhu sangata. It's the Daśa-mūla Mahatma, the glories of Daśa-mūla. When the jiva studies and carefully follows this Daśa-mūla, he throws far away material disease in the form of ignorance. Thereafter, through the association of sadhus, he obtains the nourishment of bhav and becomes fully satisfied. Vijay, Prabhu, may all of us wear the necklace of this incomparable Daśa-mūla about our necks. We will recite this Daśa-mūla every day and offer our respectful obeisances unto Sriman Mahaprabhu. Now kindly elaborate on the subject of Bhav-tattva. And I think this is probably a good place to end. Yeah. Yeah, because now he's going to get into the details of Bhav. So, and that's a bit longer. So we'll stop here. 2 minutes early, that's no problem. And yeah, and soon these Daśa-mūla verses will be in the Gaudiya Giti Kucha, so you could even recite them in the temple room during bhajans or just whenever. It's going to be easily accessible all together like that. And I tried to make the translation very simple so that like I totally forgot the meaning of all the Sanskrit words, but just looking at the translation, you can begin to understand the meaning of the Sanskrit. Yeah, I tried to make it as easy as possible to link the words of the translation to the Sanskrit. All right. Um, Pretty amazing reading today, huh? All right. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Jai Sachinandan Gaur Hari. Jai Sachinandan Gaur Hari ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki Jai. Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju ki Jai. Jai Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupad Shishimad Bhaktivedanta नारायण गोसाई महाराज श्रील गुरुदेव की जय नित्य प्रविष्ट श्रील भक्ति वेदांत वामन गोसाई महाराज की जय नित्य प्रविष्ट श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय नित्य प्रविष्ट श्रील भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोसाई महाराज की जय नित्य प्रविष्ट श्रील भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोसाई प्रभुपाद की जय नित्य प्रविष्ट श्रील महाभागवत श्रील गोरक्षरस बाबाजी महाराज की जय नित्य प्रविष्ट श्रील सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय नित्यल प्रविष्ट वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथ दास बाबाजी महाराज की जय श्री रूपानु गौरी गुरु वर्ग की जय श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ शारद गोसाई प्रभु की जय श्री स्वरूप दामोदर राय रामानंदारी श्री गौर पार्षद वृंद की जय नाम चय श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जय श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौर मंडल व्रज मंडल मथुर वृंदावन धाम की जय सर्व अभिष्ट प्रदत्त गिरिराज महाराज की जय श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड की जय श्री यमुना देवी गंग देवी की जय श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जय श्री भक्ति देवी की जय श्री पूर्णमासी योग माया की जय श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जय श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय जय श्री um, जय श्रील um, Srila Bhakti Kumud Santa Goswami Maharaj ki jai, Tadya Shubha Tirubhav Titi ki jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Shinitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo, Jai Shri Jaiva-dharma ki jai, Jai Shri Raghunath Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai, Shri Vijay Kumar ki jai, Shri Rajanath ki jai. Jai Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Shri Daśa-mūla, all the verses of Daśa-mūla ki Jai, Daśa-mūla-tattva ki Jai, Sachinandan Gaur Hari ki Jai, Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Vrindai Tulsi Devai, Priyai Keshavasya Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi Satyavatai Namo Namaha. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyaiva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Yeah, so I forgot. It's Srila Bhakti Kumud Santa Gosai Maharaj's disappearance day. It's actually my lunar birthday today also. um, I yeah. Um, so um, if anybody wants to stay a little bit longer, I won't read so much, but I just wanted to read a little something about Srila Bhakti Kumud Santa Gosai Maharaj, about because he was one of the children of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada's Sri Chaitanya Mat. You know, like we know Srila Vaman Goswami Maharaj was there as a child. Um, Srila Bhakti Jivan Janardhan Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Vaibhav Puri Goswami Maharaj, and Srila Bhakti Kumud Santa Goswami Maharaj. There's also another. Um, he was in the, going to school in the Bhakti Vinod Institute. And so there's a really sweet thing. It was in Rup Manjari Didi and Rukmini Didi's mother, Deva Mai Mataji. She wrote a biography under the order of, I think, yeah, Srila Bhaktivinoda Puri Goswami Maharaj himself told her to write a biography. And so she did that. And there's a really sweet pastime with Srila Bhakti Kumar Santa Goswami Maharaj and Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada in it. I put it on my website, Vine of Devotion, I think. Yeah, I remember posting it. Well, I'll have to find it though. It'll take a second though. Let me just. So this is my website, vineofdevotion.com. And I'll type search. I think his name was Radharaman when he was a boy. Where's search? Oh, there it is up here. Okay, let's see. I think if I type in Radharaman, it'll come up. Radha. No. I think I put a picture of him in the thumbnail. So we'll find it like that. It was a while ago that I posted it though. There. This is it here. This is such a sweet pastime. Okay. So, okay. Here's Srila Bhakti Kumud Santa Goswami Maharaj, and there's Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj there on the right side, and of course Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj there on the left side. I went for his disappearance pastime, like the Samadhi festival, so I'll tell you about that after. But okay. Okay. So 11-year-old resident at the Mat. Here's an excerpt from the book, A Life of Devotion. In 1924, Sri Nanda Sunu Brahmachari, later Srila Bhakti Hriday Pan Goswami Maharaj, and Sri Pranavananda Prabhu, later Srila Bhakti Prabhu Puri Goswami Maharaj, went to visit a householder godbrother, Vaikuntha Babu. He had an 11-year-old son who was greatly attracted to their association. So Sri Pranavananda Prabhu told his godbrother, who happened to be a rich landholder, a doctor, and a good singer, "Your son is very extraordinary. He is spending all his time with us. Doesn't he go out to play? Doesn't he go out and play like the other 11-year-olds?" The father said, "No, from childhood he has been like this. He is deeply attracted to Harikatha." While speaking of his son, he became emotional and started crying. He asked, "Why are you asking me about my son? Would you like to take him to the mission?" Shri Pranavananda Prabhu replied, "We'd love to have a boy like this in our mission." The father said, "Then so be it. You take him with you." The parents did not deviate from their word. When it was time for the brahmacharis to leave, the parents got their son ready to go with them. Wow. Okay, so referring to this incident, Sri Pranavananda Prabhu, Srila Bhaktivinoda Puri Goswami Maharaj as a brahmachari, he said later, it was very amazing how the parents happily sent their 11-year-old son to live in the mutt. This reminded me of Dhruva's mother, who dressed Dhruva with her own hands and sent him away to the forest to meditate on Krishna. Srila Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur loved this 11-year-old boy, who would later be known first as Sri Radharaman Brahmachari and then as Srila Bhakti Kumud Santa Maharaj. Radharaman Prabhu's article. When Srila Prabhupada sent his first representatives outside India to Burma, now Myanmar, in the early 1930s, Sri Radharaman Brahmachari, who was still a young boy, was among them. Srila Prabhupada himself went to the Outram Ghat port in Kolkata to see them off. He commented, "Radharaman is going to a foreign country at this tender age." While preaching in Burma, one day, young Radharaman Prabhu told Srila Bhakti Sudhir Jachak Maharaj, he said, "Krishnadas Kaviraj has said, Jiver Swarup Hoy Krishner Nityadas, the real identity of the Jiva is that of an eternal servant of Krishna, but I don't agree with this." Srila Jachak Maharaj became very upset. He said, "Are you crazy? You do not agree with Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami?" Sri Radharaman Prabhu said, "I'm going to write an article about this." So he wrote an article and sent it to Srila Prabhupada in care of his editors. Sri Pranavananda Prabhu saw that article and smilingly gave it to Srila Prabhupada. In that article, Sri Radharaman Prabhu had written, "Yes, it is true that my real identity is that I am an eternal servant of Krishna. But I do not know Krishna at this time, so I have no realization of this. If I say it now, it will only be lip service. But I do know my Gurudev. I can see myself as his eternal servant. By his grace, perhaps one day I will come to know Krishna. Then I will realize my position as Krishna's eternal servant, not before that. Now I see myself as the eternal servant of my Guru. That is my real identity." Reading this, Srila Prabhupada was very pleased. He said, "Such a young boy wrote such nice things. I will give him my blessings in a letter. Please send it to him." Isn't that so beautiful? So, um, yeah, so that is Srila Bhakti Kumud Santa Goswami Maharaj, and Srila Bhaktivedanta Bharati Goswami Maharaj, who's in this picture right here on the right side, he wrote a whole chapter about him in his book, My Beloved Masters. So if anybody has any time today, you can go to vcvani.com and you can find the book My Beloved Masters there and read the chapter on Srila Bhakti Kumud Santa Goswami Maharaj. An amazing kirtaniya and wrote many songs. We translated a couple of them. There's one Chilam kotai elam hetai kotai jabo bhavina. Um and anyways, yeah, that's Srila Bhakti Kumud Santa Goswami Maharaj. He had a very affectionate relationship with my Gurudev also. There's we published the letters that he wrote to Srila Gurudev, giving his blessings for Gurudev's worldwide preaching and like that. Um, yeah, so Jai Srila Bhakti Kumud Santa Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. I think he entered Nitya Leela in, can't remember, it might have been 2012 or 2011. Is like it felt like a year or two after Srila Gurudev entered Nitya Leela. And I was in Jagannath Puri at that time. And suddenly, like as soon as the news came that he entered Nitya Leela, a group of devotees got in a car and they're like, "We're gonna go have darshan, our last darshan of Srila Bhakti Kumarasanta Goswami Maharaj." So I also jumped in the car and they drove it all the way to Keshiyadi. That was one of his main preaching centers. It's near Kolkata. And then I went for that Samadhi festival was amazing. It, I, yeah, that was we arrived there at 8 o'clock in the evening time, and they already had everything all beautifully set up. They had the whole. It's actually kind of like the opposite of Srila Gurudev Samadhi Festival. Gurudev Samadhi Festival is just total chaos. Which, anyways, that's a whole other topic. It, in a way it's actually a beautiful thing how it was so chaos, like such chaos like that, but that's another topic. But yeah, Srila Bhakti Kumud Goswami Maharaj's Samadhi Festival, we did kirtan from 8 o'clock at night till 8 o'clock in the morning. um and he has so many amazing kirtaniyas. That was one of the most amazing kirtan experiences of my life. um yeah, and and just the whole ceremony, everything was so beautiful. Everybody, the whole night, everybody could come up to his feet one by one, and just as long as they wanted, they could just put their head on his feet, and his complexion was beautiful and glowing. Krishna Kurnia Maharaj, he filmed it all, like the he put out. It's a beautiful video. Um, yeah, so if you want to see that, it's everything was just so beautiful, and yeah, it was just everything. The mood was so peaceful and nothing was rushed. All the disciples had as like lots of time to put their Gurudev's feet on his head on their heads, and then they brought him down, um and then one interesting thing, Damodar told me that Srila Bhakti Santa Goswami Maharaj told one of his disciples, I think it was his cook or something, and then this person told Damodar that he said, at my Samadhi gathering, there'll be foreigners there. And the disciple thought, that's strange, but no foreigners ever come to you, like to you, Maharaj. It's like, and yeah, there's a group of us from Puri. We served up prasad to everybody, and um, yeah, so he like predicted us being there. That's what Dom told me, that somebody told him that, like at the festival. Anyways, um, yeah, Jai Srila Bhakti Kumar Santa Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. All right. Thank you so much for joining. Dandavat pranams, Niri Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Nitai Mukeshji, Sarveshwari Mataji, Gokuleshwari Didi, Kishore Prabhu, Hari Priya Didi, Patita Pavani Didi. Who else is it? Vidya Lalasa Didi, Suman Shil, Vrinda Didi, Premavati Didi, and everybody else there. Dandavat pranams. Indira Mataji, I'm guessing. Um, oh, it's 2012, January. Okay. Yeah, so it was pretty soon after Gurudev's. Oh, and Kishore clarified. I was asking him about what Gurudev said the same about Srila Gaura Govinda Goswami Maharaj. And then Kishore clarified. He said some devotees saw Gaura Govinda Maharaj, sorry, Gaura Govinda Goswami Maharaj as Abhiram Thakur. Interesting. As Abhidharma, oh, because Srila Gaura Govinda Goswami like would hit very fortunate disciples with a stick, right? So it'd seem as Abhiram Thakur. And so Gurudev said, oh, that's okay. Some devotees will see him like that, but not all. Okay. But yeah, we should never, disciple can see their guru in all different kinds of ways, and that's not a place for us to judge. That's because it's very individual, and everybody will see their Guru Maharaj in a different way, and we should honor that. We should glorify that. So yeah. All right. All right. Dandavat pranams, everybody. Haribol. Thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you all tomorrow to read about Prayojana, our goal, our aim and object. Krishna Prem. Haribol. Is there anything anybody wants to mention before I end the stream today?
Yes.
Yes. Sarveshwari
Yeah.
Mataji. Yeah.
First, where we can see this video of the Samadhi of Shripad Bhakti Santa Kumuda Maharaj, did you mention?
Well, let me just find it right now. I'll go to YouTube. It should be on Krishna Kurni Maharaj's thing. I think it's called Double K. I'm just opening it up. Double K, Kumud Santa Raj. Let's see if that brings it up. Oh, there's something of Krishna Kurni Maharaj speaking about the stories and glories of Srila Bhakti Kumud Santa Goswami Maharaj. That'd be nice to check out. There, found it. Okay. Okay, I'm putting it in the chat. Okay. So here it is in the chat here in Zoom, if anybody wants to see the video of the Samadhi Festival. And I think he has a recording of a song, Gurudev Dayamoy, Gurudev Dayamoy. That was written by Srila Bhakti Kumud Santa Goswami Maharaj. And I'll put it in the chat here on YouTube also for everybody
On YouTube,
watching.
all right. It's in YouTube, all right.
Oh, I'm going to put it there right now. 1 second. Just here, I'm putting it in the chat, and hopefully it goes on Facebook as well. Sometimes there's a problem with it not going on Facebook. But yeah. Okay, there it is on YouTube in the chat. And yeah, I don't know if it'll work on Facebook. All right. Dandavat pranams. Oh, I'll put it in our WhatsApp group also. That's
Oh,
what I'll do.
all right.
All right.
And once
Yeah.
you mentioned just now that the disciple can see the guru in with different rasas or babas.
According to the
And
disciples' own mood. Yeah. Yeah. Just like we saw in Krishna.
we just read in this chapter that Vijay Kumari saw Babaji Maharaj like Lalita Sak and Brajanadi saw like a Subal, no? They
It's like the
saw him
embodiments, though. He didn't say he saw him. He saw him like as the embodiment
embodiment
of
of Lalita Sak. So they saw like that. That was amazing.
yeah, very amazing. Yeah. That's yeah. And what is so amazing is how it all happened so quickly for them. Like coming to the path of Raghunuga, but we can understand that's also because they had lots of sukriti and they didn't make Vaishnava Parad. So, um, yeah. So yeah, but it shouldn't take so long if we can just be very sincere and not make any aparad and really try to follow, then we also can have this kind of thing. We can have that revealed to us and start to begin Raganuga Sadhan Bhakti. But there's never any reason to feel hopeless. So, all right. Dandavat pranams, everybody. Haribo Bangsi Bala. Okay. All right, Dandavat pranams. See you.